demonstration for API Gateway. All right. So here I'm going to make use of this Lambda function, which I have generated using ChatGPT for the demonstration purpose. What actually this specific code does is it will just check whether the status code is 200, and when it is correct, it will actually print all the content, whatever message has been printed. So basically, here we are just printing this message that is hello from Lambda along with the events that are being triggered accordingly, right? So yeah, that is the basic code you can generate through ChatGPT. Post that, we are making use of Postman. We are going to call it through Postman and check what sort of data we are getting. Right now, I have made use of request for demonstration purpose. If you're not getting same UI as is, so what you need to do is you need to first create a workspace, then you can follow along with this one, right? So yeah, considering that all the things are set up and are we are good to go. So yeah, the first thing that we need to do is we need to first go to API Gateway, and here the first thing that we need to do is we are going to first define a method, right? So yeah, here first thing that we are going to do is we are first going to select the type of API. So for this demonstration purpose, we are going to build an REST API. So let's click on build, and here we are going to create a new API from scratch. So let me write the name of the API. So I'll write new API, new hyphen API, right? And the endpoint type, there are three sort of endpoint, that is age optimized, private, and regional. Age optimized meaning like you'll be getting good connectivity, it will be deployed across multiple regions. Private meaning you are using some another APIs, but regional like you it will be specific to the regions. Let us go with the default and click on create API. Once the API is created, now it is the time to create the methods, right? Here the method type would be get, and here we are going to integrate with Lambda function, right? So let me open Lambda first, and here we are actually going to create a new Lambda function for us, which is actually going to being triggered through API Gateway. We are going to connect both these services. So let us click on create function, and here we are going to go forward with the author from scratch, and here the name of the function would be API hyphen main, and in the runtime we are going to select Python 3.12. Let us keep all the thing as is, and let me go back to this code and copy it. Here when we go back, it should create the function. It will take some time. Now the function is been created. Now it's time to add the source code. So let me just delete the existing one. I am adding the new one. Okay. And here let me just test this event. So I will need to create a new event. So I'll just write main event. Okay, and click on save. All right, and then click on test. All right, the event is a success, and we are getting 200 code, and we are getting the message printed as hello from Lambda, right? And yeah, let us deploy it. Done. Next thing is we need to go back, and here we are making use of Lambda proxy integration. Basically, it will send a request to your Lambda function as a structured event, right? And here we need to select the Lambda function which we created. Now, if you have multiple Lambda function, so what you need to do is you need to go here and copy the ARN, and this would be the identification for you, right? But since we have just one single Lambda function created, we are going to proceed with the single one. Now here the integration timeout is 29-second minimum, okay, and you can set it as per the default values which are currently given. By default it's 29 seconds, that is 29,000 milliseconds. And here you have the different settings, that is method request setting, URL query settings, HTTP request headers, and request body. Let us keep everything by default as is and click on create method. Here API action, and here now the next thing that we need to do is we need to deploy this API, and in the stage it would be a new stage, and we will write this stage name as development environment. So let's deploy the specific one. Stage is currently is in progress. Now here we are getting an invoke URL. So basically invoke URL will be the one through which we are going to actually check whether the API is actually working fine or not, right? So if you actually go and test here, okay, it will show you that the 200 okay, and things are working fine, right? When you go to API gateway, and here actually you need to check whether the things are working fine or not. You need to go to Postman, paste the invoke URL, and click on send. See, you are getting 200 OK response, meaning everything is working fine. And along with the data that we are requesting here, you are getting hello from Lambda along with the event details as per the code that we have generated through GPT, right? So yeah, that was all about this specific demonstration. Now, if you want to delete everything, so what would I suggest is let us go to the Lambda function. The first thing that you need to terminate would be the Lambda function itself. Delete and confirm, delete. Second thing under your plate should be you need to delete this API which you created and click on confirm. Alright, Lambda function is deleted, API gateway is deleted. So yeah, we are good. And yeah, I hope you have learned from this specific video where we actually created a new API where we triggered through Lambda function and we saw the output being presented in uh, Postman, right? So yeah, that was all, and see you in the next one.